Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for the Game Boy Color. Now, at the end of the last session, I was looking for the astronomy tower and could not find it. And very kindly, one of my adoring fans, Jedi King 12, has pointed out that the reason I can't get to the astronomy tower is that I don't have Norbert yet. We have to go down to the grounds and get Norbert from Hagrid's hut. This is of course logical, so my apologies for not realising that myself, and thanks to Jedi King 12 for letting me know. So, off we go. Of course, in order to travel in Hogwarts at night, you have to survive attacks by pretty strong fire crabs. I can't remember what it was that we actually used against them. Let's try this. It wasn't that. If I die again... there we go. Fighting on the grand staircase in Hogwarts, done on the backdrop of Diagon Alley for some reason. I mean, I assume the developers of this game never intended to fight here because of the whole background being set to the default rather than to what it should be. But the amount of times you have to go out at night, you're bound to run into an encounter sooner or later. So maybe they were just lazy. It was Verdimillius against trolls, wasn't it? No, sorry. This guy seems to be crap at actually hitting me for anything. I'm burning through my MP though. Almost there. God, I remember back at Halloween when one troll being let into the school was a problem. At least he drops decent belts, and we've finally got a level 3 spell, Vermilius Trio. Costs a bunch, but you know, we're getting near to the end of the game now, so we should be getting to level 3 spells. I'm just going to check the house points again for no particular reason. If I can... Whoa! We have almost a 250 point lead. And our characters haven't actually been given that many. I don't think our characters have earned any since Halloween. Not that we've seen, anyway. So, well done to the rest of Gryffindor. We're behind you all the way. So, out we go. Incidentally, it's interesting to note that we didn't actually encounter any teachers down there. As soon as we get the invisibility cloak, all the teachers fuck off, rendering it unnecessary. And of course we got the customary gripe about Hermione just standing back and watching a troll beat us to death. Sneak up on him. Blah! And yeah, we're supposed to be invisible. The game hasn't even taken the cloak off us, and Hagrid isn't surprised at all that Thin Air is talking to him. Our character sprite now includes a box. So, thanks very much, Hagrid, for giving us a fucking box to carry all the way to the top of the highest tower in the school. That's good of you. Fortunately, we can just drop the box to fight the occasional rabid gnome. With Flipendo, because we're out of MP. But that's like a level 10 enemy, so... You know, there's even enemies in the entrance hall. I'm not fighting a fire crab with Flipendo. Jesus! Normally better at avoiding these. Actually, for the sake of speed, I'm just going to let them kill me. Because that should take us to the hospital wing, which is on the 4th floor. Thus, we skip 4 floors from our journey. Of course, now I've said that, they all start to miss. Let's speed this up. Awesome emulation tricks. Yep. Madame Pomfrey heals us, not commenting on the invisibility cloak or the large fucking dragon in a box we're dragging around. Anyway, my plan for a shortcut and a full heal seemed to work pretty well. Or it would if I didn't keep accidentally going downstairs again. Right, so now I've actually got to find the tower and find out which of the locked doors it was. That's the one's a classroom, so maybe it's the one at the bottom like we thought. No. You'll bear with me here. Aha! We must have found it because a cutscene has turned up. Ah, Draco Malfoy, caught by our very own Professor McGonagall. Detention and 20 points from Slytherin for wandering around in the middle of the night. And what I love is that the game actually deducts the points from Slytherin and shows them being deducted, meaning that we now do in fact have over a 250 point lead on Slytherin. Of course, those of you who can remember reading the book might know why we need that. Don't understand, Professor. Harry Potter's coming and he's got a dragon. Ridiculous, and to be fair, it is a fairly ridiculous plotline. So they're dragged off, and under that cover we proceed to the astronomy tower. Attacked periodically by the normal obligatory rats. Fucking hell. Strong rats. Appropriately levelled rats. Let's use our super costly spell just so you can see the animation. And 30 damage. That's it. And fucking Flipendo Duo gets me like 24. But yeah, okay, so we've established that against these enemies, Flipendo Duo, the level 2 version of the weak spell, does more damage than the level 3 version of the strong spell. Anyway, yeah, these things are quite hard. Hopefully we'll get a level up or something soon. And with it the full heal. And I'm going to be trying to level up Flipendo next. Flipendo Uno. Emasculation attack. And yay, it's leveled us up. So there's not much room for manoeuvre and avoiding enemies in here. There, wasn't far. Look, there they are. Charlie's dragon-smuggling friends come along and without so much as a hello fly off with the dragon, which is good. Thank goodness that's over with, says the noticeably no longer cloaked Harry. It isn't over yet, we still have to get back to Gryffindor. Of course, a new card combination is available in the morning. And before we go, I'll just show you the telescope, with which you can scroll along what is apparently the background to a particularly bad Game Boy Color sci-fi game. Nice touch though. Very nice colours as well for 8-bit graphics. Well no, these are more than 8-bit, but you know what I mean. So down we go, notably still uncloaked, which Harry finally realises. And of course Filch comes by on his regular patrol of the astronomy tower. And we're taken to the Professor McGonagall's office, where we meet Neville again. Mr. Filch found you in the astronomy tower. Did they really? I wondered who that was. Harry, I was trying to warn you, blah 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 blah. Shh. You told Mr. Malfoy a story about a dragon to get him out of bed and into trouble. Yes, that's definitely what we did. I've already caught him. Blah, blah. All three of you will receive detention, and 50 points each will be taken from Gryffindor. And yes, this game actually implements the penalty. Remember, the game gives you lots of house points for free, but then takes them off for free as well, as in takes them off in unavoidable circumstances. And takes forever doing it, while looping the fucking noise about 300 times. Okay, the first thing to comment on is obvious, so I'm going to go for the second, rather less obvious thing now. When Malfoy was caught and had 20 points deducted from him, Slytherin had 235 house points after the deduction was made. This is still the middle of the night, and yet they're on 278. Somebody has been awarded 43 points in the middle of the night where everybody's supposed to be asleep. Normally I'd just blame this on Snape fiddling the figures, as I'm sure he often does, but there does seem to have been a boost for Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw as well, and indeed for us, since we were on 502 and must have gained 15 to be on 515 before the deduction. Anyway, at this point you're supposed to go, oh no, we have lost our lead, how will we ever get the House Cup now? But in fact, while our lead has been significantly slimmed, we are still comfortably in the lead, due to the game's tendency to give us ridiculous amounts of house points anyway. There is an element of randomisation to it, I believe, but you do tend to be ridiculously in the lead by this point. So yeah, that's not much of a punishment. Although you also have detention, which starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Your job is to spend time with Mr. Filch. Now get back to bed. I've never been more ashamed of Gryffindor students. Time passes. Well, one day. Even the Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaws are angry with us for losing those house points. They thought we were the only ones who could beat Slytherin for the House Cup. Slytherin... none of this makes any sense. I mean, the entrance hall is one floor away, so to illustrate my point, let's go and just look at the points. Plot first, though. We stumble upon Quirrell pleading with somebody. That sounds like Quirrell, Harry informs us, just in case we couldn't recognise his character portrait. Mumble, mumble, grr, mumbles the person who sold us the Circe card. And Quirrell apparently cracks, revealing his innermost secrets. And then scurries past very quickly. Naturally, of course, we are supposed to assume that someone has been hunting down the way to the Philosopher's Stone, trying to get through the various defences left by the teachers, and Quirrell has finally given up the secret to getting past his test. Anyway, moving on. We inform Hermione of these developments. She of course assumes that the mysterious villain is Professor Snape. And we don't get a chance to check the house points, but I'm fairly sure, I think Ravenclaw were in last place, but there's certainly Hufflepuff was in with a chance of beating Slytherin to the House Cup, and no one seems to have remembered that we're still about 90 points ahead. Oh no, we can check the house points. Or at least we can after we've got past this fire crab.